Welcome to the second video. I'm Dr. Karen with Price Physical Therapy here in the North Metro area of the Twin Cities in Minnesota. And I have an in-home concierge physical therapy business. So I see people in their homes or on the computer. Telehealth, imagine that. So I wanted to talk in this video about your wellness and as it pertains to exercise. Exercise is a great word. Sometimes you might think, I don't know if I want to exercise, but you do want to exercise because exercise is going to enable you to improve in your independence and in your mobility. And I would hope that those would be two things that you'd really like to see improve. So some of the things we would work on for exercise in a therapy setting outside of the hospital and after you're done with the rehab, when you're thinking wellness now, so it's not anything real medically necessary, but in your heart, you just want to keep going. All right, so wellness for exercise means that the exercises are based on keeping you flexible, keeping you strong, and keeping you well balanced. Very important, okay? Posture is also a really big part of your wellness. So let's talk about these things, okay? Strengthening. It may be difficult for you to walk, and so you may think, I'm not really very strong or I'm not well balanced, but how can I get stronger? Well, one way, sometimes there are pull therapy or pull access for people who have handicaps, so you can get into a pool. I would research the area where you live and see what's available. And I would also look at doing just some very simple but good exercises in your home. So whenever you want to move the involved side, a really good way to do that is to incorporate the use of the uninvolved side. So by latching those hands together with the involved thumb on top, so it's really easy to grab that hand, you want to work on stretching, bringing those arms up over your head, okay? Reaching forward, making sure your feet are well planted, reaching forward, reaching down towards your shoes. These are very important because without moving forward, we aren't going to be getting out of a chair. So it's very important that you're able to do that. All right, so you want to make sure you're getting that strength in your arms, because really if you're using your good hand to raise up your other hand, the other hand is going to be getting stronger as you continue to do it. You'll find that your good hand will do less and less, and your involved hand hopefully will do more and more. So that's going to be happening, but also you'll be moving your shoulder blades, you'll be getting the flexibility in your shoulders that you need. It's going to incorporate a better posture. It's going to incorporate better transfers. So you really want to get a lot of movement here in the shoulders, and you do that oftentimes by getting the hands together, okay? So that's important. And then just working on sit to stand. Sit to stand is going to help you with your balance, but also with strengthening your hip and your knee. And the good thing that you need to think about is that you need to be right in the middle when you do this, all right? You want to be symmetrical. So you don't want to be sitting off to the side, favoring your uninvolved side. You want to make sure that that involved side is being used all the time, all right? So that's why you're going to put your hands together, to use both hands together. That keeps you in midline, and you're going to be sitting in the middle equally on both sides of your bottom, and you're going to be reaching forward right between your knees as you practice that movement. Okay, so it's important that you do the sit to stands, that you use your arms, and that you are sitting unsupported. So oftentimes what people do when they go home, they sit in their chair, their recliner, or they're laying in bed, and they're always supported. Do you see when I sit back on the back of my chair? I go from looking like I'm using some strength here to just kind of relaxed. I'm just sitting here. You can probably tell that I'm really not working very hard to keep my trunk up. But by sitting forward and making my trunk work, I'm going to be improving my overall strength. Okay, so those are very important. You can also just work on your leg. If your involved leg is not able to move, you can't push that foot out on its own, then I would just put a towel or something underneath that foot, and you can also use your other foot behind that foot to push it forward and to bring it back. But all the time you're thinking about using that involved side. So your brain is trying to connect with that involved side, but you're uninvolved, your good side, is actually helping it come in and out. So those are some tips on how to start regaining some strength every day, and you want to go walking as well. All right, so once you are up and you're standing, you're able to stand in midline, you want to be practicing your walking in a safe way. If you need to walk alongside the counter, just keep your good hand on the counter and work that way. If you can't advance your involved leg, again, put a towel underneath that foot and have someone stand next to you on that side. And as you shift towards your good side and you're balanced on your good side, have that person just slide your foot forward for you, or you help them slide that involved foot forward. Then what you want to do while your hand is still on the counter, you want to weight shift towards that uninvolved side and take a step with your good foot. All right, and then just repeat that. You make sure that you're weight shifting every time. Okay, that's going to play part in the balance part of your wellness, but it also helps with your strengthening because you can't really walk without weight shifting really well. Okay, so these are some tips for keeping strong. It's part of your wellness program, and you can go on in a good way after your stroke and keep strengthening those things which need to be strengthened. I'll see you in the next video.